Round of applause, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Normally the applause would follow the announcement. If you're traveling, the Department of Homeland Security is out of money. Their funding lapsed February 14th amid a partisan dispute regarding immigration law. So we'll see what happens with that, but be aware that some of your normal Homeland Security-esque services will not be available for a while, at least until they pass some laws and get us some more money. On the positive news, a wave of bigger tax refunds is about to wash over the economy. The filers who typically receive a refund, about 2/3 of households can expect to get back modestly more on average than they did last year. Many of those filers can be counted on to spend some or all of their refunds quickly, especially the folks who file early tend to have specific purchases in mind for expected refunds. All right, rates, some interesting things on the rate front, and then we're going to wrap up. Here is the commentary from my guy. He said, "Good morning, Lee. Rates continued to improve a bit last week as the markets didn't buy the rosy job numbers coming from the government. This trend is likely to continue this week. If you haven't already done so, encourage any fence sitters to get off and get ready, as rates on FHA, VA, USDA likely to break into the 4% this year. Make it a great week." 4%. That's the first time I've heard anybody even mention anything that started with the number 4. If and when that happens, it's going to be a refinance boom like you've never seen. It's going to be very exciting. But we are seeing some of this already. Mr. Tavares, you want to come up here and get ready to pray us out, please? So VA, this is the one we were watching last week. I told you guys we needed a 1/4 point reduction to get 5.5. We're close. Last week we were at 5.79. This week we're at 5.64. We need this at 5.5. FHA has gone up a little bit. It was hovering lower at 6.022 last week. But you see that we are near the bottoms of the 6s on a lot of these. And the new Fed chair is taking office, if he's approved, in May. And it is believed the first thing he's going to do is a 50 basis point reduction, which would essentially put almost all of these in that close to that 5.5% range. And you guys have been hearing me say this. When that happens, refinance boom like crazy. Those of you that have been sitting on a higher rate, now would be a good time for you to look at your credit, check your credit score, Credit Karma. Make sure your rate is where you need it, 680 or better to get premium rates on your refi on your primary residence. So make sure your credit is in a good spot, because you never want to be looking at your credit score when you start buying. You want to start looking 6 months in advance of a big ticket purchase where you're going to use financing. And again, Lexington Law is who we use for credit repair. It's who I use, and credit monitoring. So anytime something negative comes on your credit, they immediately start attacking it, so you can keep your score above the 720 number, which is where you want to keep it. So whatever that means to each of you individually, make sure you're watching that. Join the group. This is where actual investors learn and execute.